Good evening, YouTubers. Uh, I don't know, some reason I have problems going online. I guess they don't want to hear nothing I'm talking about. No way, but uh, I don't know how I can get this here video known plainer or clearer. It seemed to be a lot of seem to be blurring a lot of background. I don't know, something in the background, it's not clear. It's not clear. I don't know. Should I use my mic, they mic? I don't know. But like I say, I'm I'm dibbing and dabbling about any and everything. And once again, I'm Royalville, better known as Scat Cat. Uh, I'm like a trucker, charter bus driver. I'm I guess, jack of all trade. I've been on the water, you name it, I done did it. Uh, I've been trucking, I guess, about 46 years, off and on, somewhere like that there. And I did another video, based on a lot of that stuff there. And I'm here to help young drivers and people getting into the business and stuff like that there, that want to get into the business. And I'm not here to lie to you or mislead you or nothing like that there. Truck driving is not what a lot of people drum it up to be. They would tell you, it's on the driver, it's in the driver's seat, it's all them things like that there. And it's based on you, what you make out of it, all like that there. And I mean, me, I was young and I neighborhood that drove trucks, and they like inspired me, by just watching them, I guess drive trucks, and I kind of like looked at the money they they had. They kind of like later, but I mean, I really didn't ever have anybody in my family. I was like an only boy, and so only somebody in my family I knew that drove a truck was my first cousin, and I mean, based on the stories he told us and stuff, I mean, like I say, if you knew him well, hey, he could, he could, he could, he could, he could blow some big pictures up on stories, you know. So I mean, hey, you had to learn to live with a lot of people, you know. But I really just synced a lot of cats, driving trucks, you know, and I I had a neighbor. I mean, I knew him. I knew he went cross country, you know, and I think, like I said, I didn't have an education, you know. He had a little help of introducing me to reading a map, you know, and stuff like that there, you know. And so I was just trying to find myself. I had a lot of guys older than me went into the military. I had interest in that there, you know. I was my mama's only son, and she didn't want that to happen, you know. I tried, but she didn't want that to happen, you know. And so, I mean, I just started doing something, you know, and like I don't know. The first, I I try a little everything, you know. I tried a little everything, you know, and I tried hard when I was younger to get offshore. I was hired by Odeco. I think back when I was probably, I had to be 18 years old because it was that flood of '78, and Odeco hired me, and my car got in that flood, and I was young and naive, and I told the truth about my car, you know, and they told me, said, well, when you get your car fixed, uh, come on back and we'll give you a chance. Well, I got wrapped up between some crooked insurance companies and stuff and never did get the car fixed. And I guess that was my last opportunity I ever had to go on an oil rig because I never ever got hired again by an oil company, you know. And like I say, my daddy, I know my daddy was a commercial seaman. My daddy still living. My daddy 89. My daddy is a Navy veteran. He sailed with Light Brothers. I think I had Uncle sail with Light Brothers, you know. And so my daddy never did really. I was around him, you know, and I would see him when he come in, but he never did really teach me anything about the water, nothing like that there, you know, and talk to me about being working for Lights Brothers or nothing like that there, you know. I really did not. I was raised by a grandmother, uncle, and all like that there, you know, and my uncle and them just believe in you either go to school or you go to work. And so I grew up in a town. Hey, it was, you know, I was born in New Orleans. It wasn't the work they had for you to come up on was like paperwood trucks hauling hay, stuff like that. There are sawmills, you know, and I don't know. I just was looking for other things in life, you know, and so I don't know. I end up being a truck, I guess, from learning how to drive a standard shift, you know. Or I guess I started out on a little 3-speed Mustang my cousin them uncle had, and but I really learned how to drive a truck on a paperwood truck, you know, on a Ford, uh, on a Ford, I guess with the 10-speed dog or whatever you call it, 5-speed transmission with the 5-speed brown light dog, whatever you call it, you know. I learned on that there, and that kind of got me going in the trucks. You know, I hadn't been around machines. I learned how to run forklifts, bobcats, you know, front end loaders. You know, I never did operate a crane or those. I could run like the cherry picker, you know, like that there, I mean, but I never did learn how to run a knuckle boom or nothing. I started kind of like training on a knuckle boom. I had a friend of mine's come out the area we growed up in. I was logging with him, and he kind of gave me the opportunity on a knuckle boom. I got on it. And I was real slow with it, careful with it, starting out. But I never had no time on that. Yeah, I done been like a security guard or man, you name it, electrician, a helper. I did brickwork. I did a little everything. I done worked in an automotive shop. I was a transporter for AT&T. I can do things in an automotive shop. I was I've been trained how to run the work orders for mechanics, and we do the cars, help the mechanics. I went to school for a job coach for all the mechanic. I didn't finish out, and I growed up with mechanics, so I basically knew all of the basics and stuff about mechanics and stuff that you could do. I've been around a lot of things. I've tried a lot of things. A lot of it I done probably forgot, but I mean, I did a lot of things. And I just I I stayed with trucking and transportation a lot of years. I guess I don't know if it was my calling or what. I mean, I like driving, I like traveling, I like fishing, I like music. I like going out, I like hanging out. I like things I enjoy. I guess I want to say I really must have really enjoyed trucking. I stuck with it uh, for a long time. But the things that I really did not know about trucking, that I never really paid attention to up until I started getting older, and I discovered that I discovered that a guy who was consistent at Burger King, you could do just as good at Burger King and be at home every night than you can driving a truck. But the only thing about most of these employers that I done noticed and I done been around. Now, back when I was younger and there was really no money to be made by the hour. You could work all overtime you wanted back when you was making uh I might have made $1.90 an hour. I can't remember. I know it was $2, $2.30, but you could work all overtime you wanted on jobs like that. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about we used to work so much back then. Back then, we had $400 checks and better from working hard. And that appeared to be just the only thing that big corporations or people that had money was interested in you doing. It was like, hey, you learn how to work hard, and I mean, there was advancement in things. I know I've been on a lot of jobs, I got advanced, I got recognized, I got noticed, I was able to learn things from jobs, you know, and but I mean you had to be a certain type of guy too. I mean you had to have a certain type of personality. Like really, I'm not gonna say I'm just gonna say my experience with people were that that I'm not gonna I'm not gonna really say being a farmer or nothing like that. There, that every guy out there had to be uh, a suck up or whatever. I'm not gonna say that because I've been offered positions before, and I worked on the water with ACBL, and I was offered a lead man position out there. I done had a truck foreman position before. I mean, it was sort of like a trainer guy. I pulled in dumps out of Texas. And I was like a guy that was recognized. I was recognized in doing my job, but I mean, I really wasn't recognized with. It was very little extra pay in it. It just wasn't worth the time or the headache for me to manage over people and stuff like that. And, I didn't have time for that shit. Just to have a name and I wasn't benefiting financially. I'm a guy, I'm a guy, I'm about, I'm about money. You want to appreciate me? Well, you appreciate me with money. You appreciate me like me. I'm the type of guy like I moved up in the trucking industry when I was a young guy. I started out with guys that had old ragged equipment, but they would take care. They would go from point A to point B, and then I moved to Dallas, Texas. And so when I went to Dallas, Texas, it was a whole nother world out in Dallas. I'm talking about like, hey, I drove for guys had big, nice, fine, brand new Peterbilts. I mean, I was working for guys that whatever they bought uh, new trucks. I mean, I was a driver for Custom Creek. I was a driver for Dolly Lot Trucking. I was a driver for Western Ready Mix. I mean, I I was in the end dumping business for a minute. I was slaughter industry. I think IP bought them out. But I was with people that I was with people that made money. I was with people that bought equipment. I was with people that took care of their drivers. Now, back then, I think I had an opportunity. I put an application in at Sile Motor Freight out of Dallas back in the day. And Sile Motor Freight, I think back then in the early 80s, Sile Motor Freight was starting drivers out, I believe, about $14 an hour in Dallas. If I'm not mistaken, that was the pay. I think I put in at a company called Safeway Craft Food. I had a lot of good opportunities out there. And I mean, I didn't land none of them good jobs, but I landed jobs that you had to work hard I landed jobs that paid me by the hour. It wasn't much. I mean, but hey, I think I went on a door plant at Slaughter Industry. I left for Georgia Pacific plant, I believe, back in the early 80s, and I was making 647 an hour there. And I started in the door as an operator at five some hours. I don't know when they was building that Georgia Pacific out of Centerville. I went in the door at five some hour, and back then I worked like probably I was always with the guys that did the overtime, and when the mill broke in the evening time, we loaded box cars. We made a couple hours a day. We put in 56 hours a week. But back then in the early 80s and 70s and stuff like that, I had a decent paycheck. I mean, 4 some a week, or however you want to put it, it was decent to me. And so I left. I went out in Texas, and like I say, I started out in a dope plant out there, and I went out there with nothing. I went out there with a cousin with $100 bill or $200 in my pocket, and I probably spent that on him getting out there. And after that, I mean, I was on my own when I got to Texas. I mean, he made me promises, this, that, and other. I got out and walked, found my own job. In the snow, I walked. I walked up on my job, and I never will forget this white lady. I think her name was Linda back then. If I'm not mistaken, her name was Linda. And I had woodworking experience. I had experience driving, and she recognized me as a country boy. She recognized me having experience. She recognized me as a guy can do things, and she gave me a chance. And that's what people used to do. They give you a chance. And I went there, and I started in a dope plant based on my woodworking experience, and I worked in that dope plant, and experience came up for a truck driver. So I asked them about that. I let them know that I could drive a truck, and they kept brushing me off, say, well, you don't know the city. I say, but I got here. I got here by foot. I say, now I got transportation. I get over the city. I got a Dallas map store. I say, I can take that map and go anywhere I want to go in the city. So they looked at me, they brushed me off, say, so they decided to give me a chance. They gave me a chance. And man, I got loose in a truck in Texas, and I ran all over Texas hauling framing packs and all like that there. Then I went to a cab over with, I think, a guy named Big John. We was delivering doors after that. And if you know anything about the weather in Dallas, like all of that rich stuff over there, for the football players, which I built up Dallas, Texas. I built up all them surrounding areas when I was out there in the early 80s. I'm talking about. We was hauling some lumber. We was doing construction. I'm talking about Dallas I built a lot of that stuff up out there when it wasn't nothing but land out there and stuff like that there. And so I went to a company called Custom Creek. I left there. We was putting in a lot of overtime over there. I mean, I wasn't making by the hour in Texas what I was making in Mississippi or Louisiana. I think Louisiana paid better than Texas. Hourly rate, I guess because they had a lot of Mexican workers in Texas or something, made the pay price different, something like that. and you work, oh Lord, did you work a lot of hours? And I was not a guy used to them type of hours and that type of work and stuff like that there, because uh, a man out of Mississippi, he not bad as a man out of Texas. A man out of Mississippi is a good man who on business as far as I'm concerned, like no matter of his skin color. Man out of Mississippi, he believe in you having a family life. I know back when I drove trucks for guys out in Mississippi. Mississippi guys believe in coming home. They believe in a family life. A lot of Louisiana guys believe in coming home and family life. But a lot of people out of Louisiana, they'll work you and they'll have home time. They'll be lazy. They lazy owners, but they don't like to take care. They don't like for their workers to have the same privilege that they have. Now, I have worked for some good owners out of Louisiana, driving truck and stuff like that. I definitely drove buggies and I did a lot of things and I made a good living in that stuff too. But for sure, a lot of Mississippi and Louisiana people are the place that you want to be because they recognize, they strive with jobs that the people that I work for out of Louisiana and Mississippi. Now, I'm talking about like, I'll include this guy here. I don't think he'll mind me saying nothing about him on YouTube, but uh, I work for a guy. I work for a guy called uh, Charles McGee. Charles McGee was a guy out of Mississippi that now this guy here, he may not think this year, but I got a lot of love for J Rock because J Rock is a guy. To me, J Rock is a guy J Rock can load a truck, man. J Rock can get you home on weekend. J Rock can put $5,000 and $6,000 to a truck every week. I was home with JR and them. I mean, Buffalo Wood. I drove for a lot of people and stuff. I had a truck, leased on with JR and them, and stuff, But I mean, like people just tend to think that trucking is they got trucking overrated. And like me, I started out in trucking on the clock. And I got paid time and a half for every hour that I put in. I got paid for everything I did when I was on the job. And all I had to do as a truck driver was raise that dump up, and that's all I did. I mean, now, some companies like I know I made about $7.50 an hour with Western Ready Mix. I forget what I made with Dolly Law. I think Dolly Law, we was on percentage, but you got a 40-hour guarantee. Custom Creek, we was on the clock. I mean, man, you got profit sharing in them companies. We got money with them companies like those companies, regardless, they might have been low wage companies, but the hours that we put in back then, and I was with Ready, Western Ready Mix, and we started out running one driver. Then we went to two drivers, and we would slip, slip seat, and uh, we would like we would like come in, and we would like we would get paid an extra $20 to haul a full load. I'm talking about way back in the early 70s. I mean, not the early 70s, the early 80s. The early 80s. If I could pull up check stubs, I had, I had, I had bring home paychecks of 600 and something dollars. Custom Creek, if I'm not mistaken, I would gross about right at $1,000 every week, which we made every 2 weeks back then. And here it is. I moved back to, I think, I want to say my first over the road job was with a company called, uh, was with a flatbed outfit called Bilbo Trucking out of, I think, Lubbock, Texas. They put a branch in in Irving, Texas, or somewhere in that area over there. I started going cross country with them. And I'm here to tell you, the money that I made with Bilbo Trucking versus the money that I made running, we ran local, but I'm talking about, hey, we ran up the road 73 miles one way. I'm talking about it was a good ride all day long. You run 3-4 loads a day, and you made a good living. And when I went on the road, my life took a turn for the worse. I'm talking about I got hooked on road trucks, and I didn't even my first 5 years, maybe 10 years of being a road trucker, I enjoyed the scenery. I had never really been nowhere. I learned all of this on my own. I learned how to run mountains. I learned how to run snow. I learned how to run ice. And I was the type of guy that I didn't shut down for nothing. I'm talking about, hey, it could be all type of weather. I will be out there in it. I will be creeping down the road at a pace about 45 miles an hour. That's all I knew about a truck. I never knew. Only thing I know, they never had to pull me out of nothing. Everything I did, it benefited me. And I was like, I was just good with what I did. Don't get me wrong. I had some family members like I had a back accident or some junk like that in my doggone life. I mean, come on. A guy been driving truck long as I have, man, he'll run into something from time to time. You ain't gonna stay blessed and lucky. Ain't nothing you do all your life. I mean, you're gonna get caught up in something, some type of way you're gonna slip. And these companies act like that guys put the type of miles in we put in, we shouldn't slip. We're not capable of making a mistake. They get in their car and drive home every day. We drive 100 and some thousand miles a year. And the first little thing happened to us. They ready to kick us out the industry, pull our license. Oh, they do truck drivers pay. not only do we get did bad for being safe drivers, you know, we we get did bad and we get treated bad and we get treated unfairly. And I can't understand why truck drivers so happy to be a truck driver. I can't get up on why are people so happy being mistreated. I just can't I can't understand that. They'll tell me to speak for me. I'm speaking for the whole industry because I know y'all bastards are lying. I know y'all full of shit, white and black. All y'all full of BS. I've been out there long or just as long as anybody else. Now, for a guy to stay gone, and I did it myself. I did it against my will. I did it because it was the profession I was in. I did it because people discriminate against you with local jobs. I did it because freight companies or people like Walmart, people like all of them. Walmart, we good enough to haul in their distribution center and put up with their bullshit, but we not good enough to drive their trucks. We good enough to bump UPS docks. We good enough to bump FedEx and them docks. We good enough to put the freight on the back of our truck and go cross country and get it from point A to point B. We not good enough to get it from point A to point B. We not good enough to have one of these $150,000 a year jobs or nothing like that. You know, a convict brought your stuff into that warehouse to you, but then, hey, like a guy been in trouble. You never ever forget it. I haul mail for the post office. The post office, the federal government forgive a man of getting in trouble. The federal government, you can go to work for the federal government, be a drug dealer, 5 years, you can go to work for them. You could be to kill somebody in 7 years, you can go to work for the federal government. But now you can't drive for a trucking company if you're a convicted felon and all like that. Guys like us, we pay the price for things we did. Now, getting on our president. We got a president up there. This guy here, he got money. He got money. He can't even go to jail. He can't even go to jail for the thing that he did. More less. You got people who in offices done did time. If you go check their records, they went back in offices. But guys like us who got in trouble, who caught felonies, who did time, who done showed ourselves to be law-abiding citizens, we can't even get a damn job. We can't even get a decent job to support ourselves. And they think that's right. And the other thing that I have against trucking and I have against truck drivers, why do a truck driver? And I know they got a lot of guys out here feel like I feel because I be on YouTube. I scroll through YouTube videos and iPods or whatever all the time. That's basically all I watch. It's stuff on how to be, you know, I just watch stuff that I think educational. I watch a lot of that stuff like that. I don't have education, but I keep up with a lot of stuff. I dip and dab into politics. I keep up with a lot of stuff. Okay, now, how is it that truck drivers, I can't say nothing about a guy who came out of high school and drove a truck and that's all he knows. But now, uh, I worked in the paperwood, in the paperwood, in the paperwood, in the paperwood, and I had the opportunity to own trucks in that. I don't know, own a truck or two in that, you know. Like, you got paid for what you haul. You go out there, cut the wood, you load it. But I'm talking about back in the 70s, man, come on, man. $5 and some cards, you had a truck or haul $125 worth of wood, and you go out there and buy $20 worth of gas or whatever. Like me, I had 2, 3 guys, we was all partners, we split down the middle. We could split down the middle and come home with $80 a day and $120 a day back then when we worked. And by us being young teenage boys, the work was hard, so hell, we might didn't go the next day. But we did good. But to turn around and drive an 18-wheeler, based on mileage pay or percentage pay, and that's all you get paid. And the guys that own this equipment, now, back in the day, a lot of business owners, they were like more, I think it was a lot more racism going on back then. But then again, the businessman recognized the people that made him a living. Even if you was getting screwed, they treated you better. They treated they treated you better in this industry back then. Like now, everybody out here got the big head about trucking. They got the big head about being business owners. They don't socialize with their employees. Like you're a truck driver, you drive a truck, and you go to a facility. They don't even have a restroom at a lot of these facilities for you to use. You go in their office, you make them a living, and they act like you dirty or stinky or something because you drive a truck. You gone away from your family, making them a living, and they feel like you dirty and stinky, and they don't want to be around a truck driver. And the big thing about it is, they ain't paying us for nothing. They want you to stay gone on day terms. 3 to 4 weeks at a time. They can ask you big as shit about staying gone 3 weeks at a time to drive a damn truck 3 weeks at a time. Me and guys, I done drove for guys who can make money with a truck. I can go back to the Zap potato chip days. I can go back to a guy, I'll call his name. I don't know whether he's living or not. I could go back to a guy called Curtis Billiard. Curtis Billiard had a contract out of Zap potato chip. Now, that trailer had to be back, but we could go up to the East Coast. We went up to Newark, Delaware. Then I think we started running Reinhard food, whatever, you know. I don't know. But Curtis Billiard back then, I don't even know what year I drove for Curtis Billiard. I made 40 cents a mile. Curtis Billiard had 2 trucks when I started. Me and him drove. Curtis, I didn't do anything for Curtis. If I put a headlight bulb in for Curtis would get, hey, that truck went to the TA. Curtis paid for it. And anything went wrong, I'm talking about Curtis is a one-man truck owner that built up the 4 or 5 truck, and he can't afford to pay a driver I was bringing home $900 and above, and I got paid for everything that I did with Curtis Bill. Yeah. Now, is that a fair man in business or what? Curtis didn't want it all for him. Curtis was a family guy, had a dream like I did, building a business for his kids. And trust me, Curtis shared with his drivers. Now, David Davila, I can't call Mike Ferris, Doug Reinhardt. I can show you some guys. I can show you some guys that I worked for. They paid their drivers. They took care of their drivers. And they're around today. They still taking care of their drivers in this economy. They made money, but they didn't want it all. These guys out here now, they want it all for them. Then, let me tell you something. The type of equipment that I drove for these guys here, you left home in luxury. You left home in luxury. You was comfortable. You was happy. You got a good piece of equipment. You got home time. You had money in your pocket. You got paid for everything you did. Why in the hell do I want to be happy with a company that's selfish? They buy me a piece of junk to drive. And if I say something about it, I'm insulting their company. If I tell them how I feel about their equipment, it's an insult to them. They introduce me to the door right away. They introduce me to the door. I'm the wrong guy. I don't fit in with their company. Because I got a choice. I want to be comfortable like I'm comfortable in my house. I'm not cramped up in my house. I'm not uncomfortable in my house. I got room to walk around in my house. I got running water to take a bath in my house. I'm comfortable at home. You're taking me out of the comfort of my home to go drive your piece of shit truck for you. And then you don't pay me. But for only thing you pay me for is when I drive. Holidays come up. I can't tell you how many trucking companies out here don't pay holiday pay. You don't get nothing. Everybody in America gets something. Christmas time come. Here we go. Poor road driver dragging in the day before Christmas. You can't even get a week. You can't even get the holidays to the day after New Year's, home with your family on a road trip. But every driver out here, he's such a happy guy with that job. You pull up to the shipper, they invest their money in the insurance company. They got cameras on the trucks. They got e-logs on the truck, DOT, now, whoever. They invest their money in all that stuff like that there. But you ever drive, it's too much for them to invest in a nice Peterbilt or a KW or at least a damn Freightliner got a wheelbase to it. If you're going to buy a piece of junk truck that's cheap, at least get a wheelbase for the driver to be comfortable. At least get him some walk around room in the truck if he got to be gone. Now, when a driver pull up to a shipper, when a driver pull up to your yard, being that y'all so miserable and uncomfortable being around the guys that make y'all A living. Make y'all a living. Hell, woman. I knew you was gonna call when I got on. What's up? Hell. I don't know yet. Why? Yes, I'm back. I'm sorry about that little interruption. I don't know. I ain't figured out how you stop this thing yet and pause it or nothing. So I just end up answering the phone. But yeah, being that y'all feel like truck drivers is y'all don't get to know y'all drivers. Y'all don't care to be around y'all drivers. Most of the companies out there, they full of shit. They build you someplace onto their place, and they'll build you a whole nother area onto their business where truck drivers can come in and wash their clothes, do this, do that. They make pretend like they love you so much. It's all a bunch of crap. They don't care nothing about truck drivers. If they cared about you, why is it so hard for them to depart with their money? Or why is it so hard for them to go up against the shipper, to go up against the broker for the guys that make them a living? Why is that so hard? Why if your driver, you want your driver gone, never home? You can't find. I know guys run from down here to Pennsylvania. We come back. We be back home every weekend. I know guys run from down here, go up to Horseshoe, New York, and we be home every weekend. I know guys that ran from here to California. When they come back out of California, they right back at the house. But it's so hard. Why do a guy gotta go spend 3 and 4 weeks on the road? You know the reason why he go spend 3 and 4 weeks on the road? Because the little money that he do have, you don't want him to keep. You know why you don't compensate guys for meals and stuff? They used to compensate guys for meals. Y'all make enough money to compensate guys for meals. You make enough money to give a guy. The federal government writes y'all off. Y'all make enough to give a guy $50, $60 for them to buy his meals. Instead, you want a guy to go in his pocket. He got to eat out of his pocket as if he on a vacation for himself. We out there doing a job for y'all. We out there making y'all money. We spending our money on the behalf of making y'all money. Y'all going to the bank crying everything y'all can in the bank. Y'all got kids, grandkids, family members. All of y'all, mamas and daddies, is taken care of by these trucking companies. Everybody in y'all family is retired, don't damn work or don't have intention of working long. Because y'all count by the half a cent, by the penny. At the end of the week, every mile I run for you, I take care of one of y'all little grandbabies or something. When mine's gone with that. But it's not a problem with that. The federal government, nobody else don't see a problem with y'all like working people for wages that's not really fair wages to the people that's doing the work. All y'all do is cry about money, cry about equipment. But none of y'all, you show me a guy on a trucking company that spent 46 years of his life driving a truck. And I'll show you Roy Ville flying an airplane. Show me. Every one of them guys. When you talk to them, now, David Babylon came from Frozen Food Express. I don't know how many years he's born, but hey, he a Mexican too. That got a lot to do with it too. I know some white guys been out there for years and years, but there ain't a whole lot of them been out there for years and years. They run the business, they do all of that there. They do everything. You're not qualified to know anything. You're not qualified to act for nothing in this industry. Half of them and their families, they lived off the sweat of what we did for them. Them guys ain't drove no truck no 10 years. Show me the proof. Show me the proof. Then, if he drove 10 years, guess who he drove for? FedEx or somebody. They run a route up to Jackson, Mississippi, turn around and come back home from New Orleans, somewhere like that. Have the best jobs in the industry. Who the hell wouldn't keep a job like that? I'm 64 years old, and you ask a company to be home on the weekend, and I guarantee you, 64 years old, you can't get the weekend off. You can't get a decent truck to drive. You cannot get a decent salary. You're gonna take one or two cuts in something in order to get what you want. And they're gonna make you feel like you don't deserve to ask them for shit. That's how they're gonna make you feel. They're gonna make you feel like, hey, you doing something wrong, or you complain about wanting a nice rig to drive, or you complain about wanting $2,500 a week. That's what the job worth. For the hours that I put in, $20 straight time. $20 straight time versus the hours that I put in on that doggone E-Law. And now I think most of y'all cheat E-Law. I don't even think E-Law accurate. If you watch that E-Law run going down the road, and you look at the miles that you actually drive versus the speed limit and all like that there, man, in 11 hours a day on a straight highway, any truck running 65 miles an hour on have over 600 some miles on it when you run like that. Now, I know I ain't that stupid to truck. I've been trucking for a long time, and I pay attention to everything. Then if you lay up there and something happens, or you about to run out of hours, you come up with hours from there. It's just all kind of stuff going on with this electronic stuff. That if you pay close attention like I do, but you're not supposed to bring this to nobody's attention. You're not supposed to have a say-so in nothing. about anything. But I just wonder why do truck drivers love an industry so well that they stay gone, never at home, pretend that they stay gone, never at home, pretend to make the best living in the world, owner, operator, driver, they pretend to make the best living in the world. Now, if you take your driving day and divide your driving day into a 24-hour day because you're going on accountability of a company, you should get paid to sleep in that sleeper berth. You should get paid when you walk up on a lot and open that door, pop that hood. Your time should start. It should not stop until you get back home, and park their junk on their yard at your house and get out at your house and lock that equipment up and walk into your house. That's when your time should stop. Now, they got a whole bunch of companies out there pay drivers by the hour. But look what they pay them out. $6, $7, no higher than $9 an hour, and pay you round the clock. They still beating you. Don't no truck drivers supposed to make no doggone $98 for 24 hours. I know guys around here, I done heard guys around here, I've been offered a job with a lumber company. I won't call their name. It was back in the day. I really thought about that. I say, dog, this guy make a consistent $90-something a day to days I don't work. But then again, I don't want to be that type of stool pigeon to people that want it all for themselves. That's not my problem. That's not my problem. If you into a business that require a driver to be paid to sleep when he gone, only thing I say that the guy you hauling the freight for, you make sure he compensates you on your load for your driver. That's what y'all should have been came there years ago. If y'all care about a driver, a shipper, a broker know that a driver got to stay gone to do these jobs. So why shouldn't that driver be compensated compared to the rest of the workers of America? The rest of the workers of America, they get compensated to be on the job. Now, when they punch out in the evening, they on their own. They go to their house. We still on y'all job. Now at night, I'm the security guard of your freight and your truck. Regardless of whether I stay on it or not, or sleep on it or not. But I'm still on your job. An overnight security guard get paid. He get paid. But hey, y'all don't think so. And then y'all think y'all should talk to me any kind of way. Handle me any kind of way. Y'all feel like, hey, I got to do this for y'all. I'm not even appreciated for all the free labor I gave y'all. 46 years of free labor in this industry that me and other truckers gave y'all. And the only truck drivers who got money in this business are guys who probably didn't drink, didn't smoke. They penny pitch to make it. They penny pitch to make it. You can't tell me a guy in this industry got no money when he break down, he ain't got pay. They don't pay him. If he on the road, he put in the first 24 hours and then the wage they give him is just something to help him out. Oh, we'll kick in you $75 for being broke down or $100 for being broke down. I'm a 1 meal a day eater. I've been that way my whole life. Think about a guy who eats 3 meals a day that don't prep his meal. A guy staying gone 3 weeks at a time. Now, no matter if he go to the grocery store, I don't care where he go. Where he go, it calls him to eat. Think about a guy coming home with a $900 check. After taxes, $950. Think about 5 days he gotta eat 1 meal. 1 meal at McDonald's, and that's not even healthy. I had stage 3 colon cancer. Now, let the doctors tell it. Let the doctors tell it. My colon cancer came from drinking, smoking. Now, my trucking lifestyle ain't had nothing to do with that there. I never ate healthy. And I was out there when truck stops used to have restaurants. Now everything fast food. Fast food, you spend from $14 to $20 a meal. You do that in 5 days, you spend $100. Think about a guy eat 3 meals a day. 3 meals a day. Before taxes come out of his money, after taxes come out of his money, you now down to 8. And I know good and well you spend more than $20 on a meal because it be some of them days out there you be up to $35. But if you get hungry and get pizza and wings, you're over $30. I'm just giving you a prime example of a low-cost meal. Think about somebody who eats 3 times a day. What they spending out there to be on the road? Do the math. Think about a guy. I can tell you what I make at the moment. I make 54 cents a mile. I've been out there. My year of osmosis done caught up with my pay. My years in the business done osmosis caught up with my pay. I started out on dry van at 17 cents a mile. 17 cents a mile from 54 is 7 from 14 is 7. 1 from 4 is like about 3. In 46 years, I've been compensated. That's quitting jobs. If I had kept the same job, I wouldn't have that. I accumulated 37 cents a mile in 46 years. 37 cents a mile. A company want me to go on the road, stay on the road for them 3 weeks at a time and pay me. They don't even want to give you 60 cents a mile. I quoted a company out of Texas. I quoted a lady out of Texas. Yeah, she told me 60 cents a mile or something like that there. And she and I got into it. And after that, I couldn't get the job. Everything that anybody in office personnel say, if they make a mistake, they don't own up to. If you correct them on any mistake that they make, they got a problem with you. You're a threat to their company. You're a problem to their company because you got a mouthpiece. You got sense. They don't want nobody around them got no sense. I'm telling y'all, truck drivers, y'all had better wake up on the people in this industry. Y'all better quit giving these people and these industries, these corporations, these banks, all of these people with special privilege over us in America, in the U.S., y'all had better start standing up for y'all rights and stuff like that. I was born in New Orleans. I was raised in a little town in Mississippi. And we stood up for our rights. We fought back. Like nobody out here don't have a backbone in nothing. You let everybody, y'all know it's wrong. Y'all know it's wrong to go to work for a trucking company and don't be compensated for every hour that you put in the federal government know it's wrong too. So why do we do this here? I don't care. I don't care how many small businesses go out of business. I don't care one company take over the whole trucking industry that can afford to pay a worker what he's supposed to be paid. I don't care if all y'all merge in together. But should no man work for free for none of y'all? None of us should work for free for y'all. We should have health insurance. We should have paid time off. We should have retirement accounts. Man, I've been in the trucking industry all my life. All my life. I don't have retirement. I'm 64 years old, stage 3 cancer. That I've been in remission now 7 years. I'm bouncing back from all of that debt. I was out on disability when I was 57 years old. I was forced back into the workforce because I didn't get enough money to take care of myself. I got forced back into the workforce. I was misled by Social Security. I went into overpayment. They got mad with me, put me in the financial hole, just did me all sort of stuff, forced me on early retirement. I get $1,234 a month. What the hell in the United States you gonna live off of $1,234 a month? I wouldn't care how sick I am. I wouldn't care what happened to me. As long as I'm not bedridden, hey, I can't afford to live. Whether I want to get up and go or not, I gotta get up and go. The trucking industry beat me my whole entire life. On top of them beat me, Social Security beat you too. Social Security, the working class people, guys like us, all the way back in the day, I don't care what it looked like, and they poured $28,000 here, $28,000 there. Because truck drivers like me, who didn't take no junk, I was kind of quitting job. Me. I don't give a shit about y'all job. Y'all ain't paying me right. Y'all ain't paying me fair. Y'all ain't paying me to be on y'all job. Y'all don't tell me when to come home and when to stay on the road. You don't talk to me any kind of way you want to talk to me. I'm out here working for you bastards for free, and y'all think I owe y'all something. Y'all owe me a hell of a lot. I owe y'all nothing. Y'all owe me the respect when I walk in y'all office. I ain't got to respect y'all. You know who y'all think y'all are? With these millions of dollars y'all made off of the back of other people's labor. That big businesses and the federal government, all y'all help out each other. None of us poor people out here come the pandemic. Come the pandemic. Who got the money? Who got the money? I'm out there as a driver. I had COVID twice during the pandemic. I am a patient of stage 3 colon cancer, but I had to work through the pandemic. I have you to know I took sick during the pandemic. I like to die trying to get y'all goods through the pandemic. You know what I got through the pandemic? a $600 check, $190-something and a boot my ass. That's what I got through the pandemic. Through the pandemic, guess what? Know what I got through the pandemic? I got to change jobs. You know what I get from the federal government? I get, because I'm a guy who cannot afford to live off of what they give me, I get penalized. I get the IRS. I get the owe them $62,000 overpayment. I get all the worst breaks in the world. That's all poor people ever get, the worst breaks in the world. Big corporation, General Motors, all like that, they get bailouts. Poor people don't get no bailouts. They making all of us pay right now, for the money that they gave big corporations through the president handout, supposed to be to the American people. All we got was them $1,200 or whatever couple check we got. Big corporation got all that money. Now, everybody in the United States is paying for them giving out this money. But we didn't get it. We paying at the grocery store. Prices just going up and up and up and up. They don't have no regulations on nothing. You go to the store one week, you pay $2 for some Lay's Stacks potato chip that used to be $1.25 a can before the pandemic. They went all the way up to almost $3. No government regulate nobody from charging the public what they want to, but we sit back and we take all of this your stuff. We take all this shit. Do we really have to eat that bad that we gotta support the people that rob us? Golly, come on. I mean, where y'all backbone at? Where y'all balls at? Y'all just let people charge us anything. Banks house our money. Banks house our money. Black people, please. Like, man, black people are so dumb. I can't believe how dumb black people are. They can send black people. I would get killed by another black man by speaking my mind when he living the same way I'm living. You go to a bank, house your money. A bank house your money. Now I'm going to show you something that happened to me. On disability, I went in the overpay. All right, my sister witnessed this year. A lady here at the Macomb office got rude with me, I got rude back. I got banned from every Social Security place in the United States. You get what I'm saying? Because I speak my mind, okay. White people are overprivileged. A nigga can't say nothing to a white person in America in a defense mechanism. Okay? If you say anything out of control, you dead by a police officer. You gone to the pen by the bed. Or you get cut off of your benefit. They do you anything they want to do you. Now, you can go back and check my credit. Okay, I'm catching hell because the credit market, that's something else that ain't fair. Like you can pay a creditor. I got a car payment that I never missed a payment on. I have another loan company that I never missed a payment on. I got the hand on my credit card, so okay, these people that I pay good want no credit card, take your credit cards and refinance all your credit cards and make you a lower payment. Want no finance company loan you no money to consolidate your bill and put a little in your bank account till you get back to work or whatever. They don't trust you, but okay, you've been paying them good all them years. All them years. They'll let you fold up. They'll let you fold up. Mainly because you black. Mainly because you black. White people gonna come up and they gonna defend this shit. White people lying. They lying. They're on a whole nother different system than us. They can bankrupt. They can do whatever. They can lose their business. They walk right back in the bank and open up a new business that's been going on for years and years and years and years. I don't have a business. I ain't never had it through a bank. My family had to put me in business. I had to say to go into business. Ain't no bank never put me in the business. Ain't no bank never did nothing for me. But I have to house my money in a bank to get paid. To get paid. Everybody got to get paid now to support a bank that don't help you. Or support a loan company that don't help you. Especially don't help blacks. Blacks know they don't help. Black people, where are y'all brains? You get up and go to work. You get up and go to work. You get up and go to work. We beg the government for handouts that the government don't give a shit about us. They give you just enough to stay at home off of all that money we paid in. How do a guy make $900, $1,200, $1,100 a week, only bring home $1,200 a month? Anybody ever ask themselves that question? How do that guy supposed to live off of? His lifestyle supposed to come down from $1,200 a week to $1,200 a month. Y'all ask yourself that question. Ask yourself that question. Where you gonna live at? Where you gonna live at if you didn't do nothing right in life? Where you gonna live at? Do the federal government make laws up to say, okay, you pay car insurance all your life? When you get 64 years old, the insurance company now gonna take care of you. They don't collect money their whole life. Do the federal government make up laws to say, okay, look, you pay light bill. When you make 64 or 65, you become a senior citizen, you have no more light bills. You have no more water bill. You have no more phone bills. Do they make big business pay back to seniors? Hell no, they don't. You pay for this till you die. You pay for this till you die. Then you got to come off of a job, whether you able or not. You're going to get sick. You're going to get sick. But let me tell you something. The Energy family or whoever owned the corporation, I don't know. All of these people own all these corporations that charge you for the rest of your life. Man, it ought to be a cutoff time on it. It ought to be a time you stop supporting these organizations with new people being born in the United States daily. Daily. When do a worker stop working? When do he stop paying? The United States should have grocery programs for senior citizens to go pick up groceries or grocery cards, a food stamp program. The government should take care of you as a senior citizen. Me as a senior citizen, me as a State Street Council survivor. I got forced back to go to work, and I'm getting punished for going to work because I gotta go to work. I'm being punished. Most American people are being punished. If you wasn't born blind, you wasn't born to the point you can't hear, Like I say, those are the people that are able to make $2,000 a month or something and go to work and make another $2,000, $3,000. Everybody else, hey, we get penalized, we get punished. Our federal government, our social security system, they punish us, they charge us, they penalize us. At what age in life, at 64 years old, I've never been in trouble with internal revenue in my life. Social Security and Internal Revenue came in at me. I feel like shit. They came in and punished me. At 64 years old, I'm indebted to all of them. I'm indebted to the people that take you to the penitentiary so fast that charge you daily interest on money. Charge you daily interest on money to poor people that get out and work for big corporations that pay us pennies on the dollar. They all are our enemies. These people are our enemies. These people not here for us. They're not here for us. America cannot wake up and not go to a damn grocery store. America cannot wake up and not go to a gas pump. America cannot wake up and not go to a clothing store. America cannot wake up and say enough is enough. America cannot, look, the banks, you own the banks. The banks support big corporations, governments, banks, big corporations. They don't support us. When we gonna wake up? When we gonna wake up? When we gonna wake up? When we gonna wake up and stop doing business with a bank? Pay us for everything that we do. That ain't our problem that y'all went into business. You go on an oil rig, you get paid. Now, you stay on an oil rig, you eat. They got a living quarter for you. Hey, you somewhat like you at home. Trucking put you in a sleeper. They put refrigerators in them. They put all that stuff in them. But they don't pay you. They don't pay you. Man, they think you should be in love with a truck. Man, ain't nobody in no love with no truck. That's your place to make me comfortable. I should have a refrigerator. I should have a microwave. I should have a TV. I should have a Volvo 860 with a studio in the back, or a KW with a studio in the back. So when I'm sitting there and want to watch my TV like I do at home, I got a table to eat my meal and lounge around. I should be getting paid when I'm lounging around. I'm on your job, man. That's not my fault that your freight on the back of that truck, you and that shipping broker freight on the back of that truck, y'all can't come to an agreement to compensate the driver, right? Or compensate that driver what it takes to get that freight from point A to point B. That ain't my problem. That's you, the shipper, and the broker problem. Now, the shipper don't want to pay y'all. The shipper need to buy him some trucks. But if the shipper buy him some trucks, that don't mean I go work for the shipper for free either. Shipper got to pay me. He got to pay me for my time being gone. Y'all don't want to pay a driver for his time being gone. I tell you what y'all do. Y'all slip sheet the trucks. You take And hey, you build a West Coast port, drivers coming from a meeting spot. All this land they got around here, do a meeting spot. Everything coming down I-10, 11 hours down I-10, or 10 hours down I-10, build a meeting spot. Driver go 10 hours up I-10, go to that meeting spot. Now, you figure out how to get a driver back to this house or back to a hotel or back somewhere. Build a meeting spot. Coming from California, build a meeting spot. Going to the West Coast, build a meeting spot down south. Go to day cabs. Go to doubles, all double. I don't care how you do it. Or go just build big yards, dropping hook spots. Or your driver run out, so many hours he turn around and come back. He meet another driver. It's all kind of ways that y'all can avoid paying drivers round the clock if you don't want to pay drivers round the clock. But that's not my problem when I show up to work. You ain't got no freight. If you ain't got no freight and I got a job, I shouldn't go home without a paycheck. If I'm employed to your company, that ain't no problem. That's not my problem. You dealing with brokers, you dealing with shippers, you dealing with open market freight. I make these guys compensate y'all for the time they don't have a load for y'all, so y'all can compensate y'all driver. Quit hiring all these drivers. Lying to them, it's an open door policy. Man, let me tell y'all something, young truck drivers. If I was y'all, and I'm not trying to talk y'all out of driving trucks, but I would really rethink truck driving. Now, I'm not going to tell you to go to college because college got a lot of BS with them too. People going to college, everybody looking for free labor out here. But the places that's paying and paying their workers, that's why I recommend that y'all go. I recommend that y'all fill them seats up first. Don't come out here messing around getting fooled by these trucking companies. That trucking company got a swinging door. It swings open all 24 every day drivers going in trucking doors, they leaving tomorrow. That's the life story of trucking. Once you get a seat in the seat of a truck, you're going to be job hunting the rest of your life. I don't care. You could get on with some of the best companies in the world. You ain't going to stay with them because, hey, they got a lot of BS with them also. And it all boils down to the well-being of your lifestyle. They not taking care of you in this business. Take it from me, as an old vet that been into this business. I have not been taken care of. I have not been compensated. I got a whole bunch of friends ain't been taken care of, ain't been compensated. We all out there together. We pretend like everything okay. Them dudes wouldn't speak up. They wouldn't speak up if you gave them $1 million to talk. They ain't got no backbone. They ain't got no balls. They weak as shit. They been weak their whole life. They weak as all. Don't give me a mic. Don't give me an ink pen. Don't give me nothing to communicate with because I'm going to tell you what I feel and how I feel. Now, me and my sister, we wrote out a congressman about what happened to me with Social Security. I guess it was our congressman. We wrote we don't wrote everybody. When you got a complaint or you been did wrong by the federal government or somebody like that there, don't nobody want to talk to you. They don't want to make nothing right. Don't no attorney, ain't no attorney coming to help you out when you poor and you black in the system of the government to mess over you. You can write whoever you want to write. I filed 2 appeals. One of them was by email and one of them by certified mail. Certified mail. They got my letter. They got my letter. You know what they doing to me? Making me go through the whole process. The whole process of disability again. I got to be reevaluated, but yet and still on record, I had stage 3 colon cancer, which is a terminal illness. I've been in remission 7 years. Everybody I know who had cancer, they died from cancer. I took chemotherapy. I took that according to the doctors that gave it to me. This stuff here, it can save your life. It can kill you. It kill all of the good cells in you. Okay, I never had a breathing problem a day of my life. Check my record out. I ain't never, ever been on a Buterol or nothing like that. I ended up with COPD. I got a hearing impairment. COPD, a respiratory problem, is one of disabilities wrote in their disability book. I got a hearing impairment wrote in their disability book. Okay, my eyes consistently run, but I never had, I took the eye test through disability. I'm farsighted. They tell me take a heat pad, put over your eyes, use these eye drops, but my eyes run and burn me all day long. But I'm a driver. I got vertigo. I got all of these disabilities, but I still gotta work. I gotta work because, hey, they won't compensate me enough money to stay at home because, hey, the money they compensate me, that's 1 week of what I make. How am I supposed to stay at home? I don't own a house. I don't own nothing. I try to get a free place to live. Hey, they don't help me with that. I don't get compensated with nothing. I'm living in my son. I would be homeless right now if my son wasn't just allowing me to. I'm staying here, I ain't paying nothing. Do you think my son bought this house for me to live in it for free? I don't think so. I'm his dad. He don't want to kick me to the curb. But hey, man, family get tired. Hey, family, this house here was bought out of rental property for my son. I'm interfering with my son's income by being in his house. They don't look at none of that. They don't look at none of that type of stuff. That how we get treated out here as senior citizens, older people, sick people, disabled people, all like that. They don't look at none of that. I'm being penalized and punished for having to work in a system that don't support me, that I've been working in since I was 15 years old. I've been working this system since I was 15 years old, and I got to work till I die. That's my answer. I got to work till I die. If I want to go into business to buy me a rig to run it how I want to run it and make it easy on myself, I'm dealing with a bunch of guys out here who got lease purchase deals. They in it for the greed. Who the hell want to lease purchase a truck and work for somebody for free? Then they stay on the road 3-4 weeks at a time. You can't take the truck, go where you want to go. No owner operator. No owner operator. No owner operator have had to do that unless he want to do it. Now, I had 3 trucks I bought outright, and I had 3 I lease purchased. Ain't no truck that a driver outright buy. If I drove for partners that was out of Detroit, I could be in Detroit on a Friday. Once we make what that truck need to make for the week, and we can't get nothing out of Detroit, hey, it's a long ride home. But I've been with black guys that we could go home. Man, go home. Go be with your family. It may take me all night to get home, but we ain't going back out to tool the wind. We can work that out on the paycheck too. It don't take all that deal. What these people do to be in business, they got certain days they do payroll, like a payroll officer. She'll accountants do payroll, she'll get mad as hell if she got to do a payroll on a Saturday or something. She want to be at home with her family. Or he, they all want to be at home with their families. But us, they don't care. They don't care about us. Oh, that's your job. I had one woman tell me, I stayed in a warehouse, a day or two before we learned how to e-law, before we learned we could do personal conveyancing and all like that. We were smart about the e-law. I stayed up in a warehouse. She told me, because I told the job as a truck driver, you get what I'm saying, you know, I deserve to go without eating. I deserve to go without taking a shower and all like that. That shit I got into it. As you can see, I get into it with a lot of people. Hey, I got an attitude. I speak up for myself. You better believe. You better believe they got that damn truck. I left there then, and I deadheaded from where I was back home. Shit, you can have this shit. Man, I'm human. I'm human, just like you. God made me just like he made you. Now, if God didn't make us, somebody please tell me so I can quit talking about it. Because I don't believe this creation was made by no man. I believe the Bible and anything else could have changed by man being so corrupt and messed up. I don't believe in history, like people, like history, all that shit lies. The Bible even could be lies, you know, as far as I'm concerned. Man, when God made man, man got corrupt and he started doing everything on his own. Everything on his own, and anything out here could be a lie. History is only of what the person did. That's his story. And whoever witnesses, God knows it. Like I say, God knows this story. If I told you I went to California in 12 hours and you weren't there, that's my history. That's my story. Now, you can put the pen to it. You can put anything else to it. If I document it, that's my story. That's what I say. That's all history is about. Half of these people out here, Man, y'all quit being so naive. Half of these people out here ain't did half of what they say they done did. They full of shit. They full of a bunch of bull. Now, do you think? Watch everything around you. Watch the people that work on the job you work on. Watch where they live, how they live, what they drive, all like that there. They work on the same job you got. That's questionable to me. That's questionable. How do they own all of this stuff? We own stuff like that. We drug dealers, all like that there. Okay, what y'all doing? Y'all on the same job. Hold on. How you afford that big house you got? How you afford all this stuff? You know, it's my question. Like, you know, the federal government need to go around and just, hey, start auditing all of these people that work in all these companies. Police officer, everybody need to get audited. Costs a hell of a lot more thieves than myself. It's a hell of a lot more stealing going on. And a hell of a lot more people need to go to the pen than just all of us who locked up in the pen. They keep us locked up. Why is it that we have a federal government, but they can't regulate? They can't regulate what? 5-year truck driver should make, 10-year truck driver, however many years you've been a nurse or whatever your qualification as a nurse. You got a house with a certain size family. Why you can't regulate all that? Why we can't be free and communists at the same time to make everything fair? All it junk about, hey, I worked hard to get what I want. And like, I mean, once again, I'll go back to the Ford family. According to them, they were the first American car manufacturer. I don't know if that's true or not, but according to history, you know, whoever made it, well, that was their family and all that. They should own all of that, but still in all, workers put the work in. Workers should have been paid fairly, all them things like that, you know. I mean, if they wasn't, they still should have been paid fair, you know. But I don't know. I love y'all, and I once was told I could probably be a comedian or a politician or something like that, or a pastor. They told me I was gonna be 3 things. I ain't never end up being either one, you know. I do say a lot of funny things, you know, and make people laugh and stuff, you know. I might work on my being a comedian, you know. I don't know. I'll let y'all decide. I'm a fly by night. I like music. I play music online. You know, I don't own the rights to the music. I'm not trying to sell no music, do nothing like that there. You know, I mean, I just play music. You know, I mean, if y'all like my stuff, y'all just subscribe. And I'm trying to come up anywhere I can come up without killing myself. I done worked hard all my life and I ain't accumulated nothing from working, nothing whatsoever. I tried gambling, I tried it all. The gambling casinos is for the casinos, working is for the wealthy. I mean, everything I ever did is for somebody else, you know. It's always for somebody else, you know. So I don't know. It just seemed like, you know, I'm grateful to be living. I'm grateful to experience what I've experienced. It seemed like, hey, I was just born in this world. I was just born hell for nothing. Shit, I'm just saying. I ain't accumulated nothing since I've been here. I ain't accumulated nothing. I did throw away a lot trying to get something, you know, but I mean, that was after I got tired and just think like, hey, the industry I'm in, I'm beating a dead horse. I tried charter buses. I mean, they like, it's a little bit more better life driving them. At least you get to go to a hotel, you know, but that's about it. I mean, it's not, it ain't no wonderful. You get to clean your butt. That's about it. And you might get that. Go to a hotel if you swap drivers and all like that. That's about all in there too. I mean, transportation is a business need to be improved. And they need to step in there and really, really start paying drivers what they worth. Should no driver, a driver should be like a broke couch. They shouldn't have a driver out here that work 11 and 12 hours, make under $20 an hour. A driver should minimum $480 a day. He should minimum that. For the time he stay gone and all like that, there he should minimum that before taxes. And that's just the way I feel. And how is this economy is right now? If a guy ain't doing $2,500 and giving the government 500 of it or 600 of it, $1,900 a week sounds like a lot of money, but it's not a whole lot of money, but it would make a difference in a whole lot of truck drivers' life to earn that type of money. And I think a whole bunch of truck drivers would feel like they work something, getting paid like that. I think it would change the industry. I mean, I don't think every guy want to live on the road regardless of what he get paid for 3 and 4 weeks at a time. I think they need it. For the guys don't have a life and that's what they like, hey, don't take that away from them. For the guys who want to be home on weekends, the guy want to stay gone 2 weeks, every company should be able to accommodate a guy what he wants. Should no truck driver be out here with a clean driving record, good health card, good everything, be looking for a job. I got everything. I got tankers, passenger, hazmat, twit. I got it all. But you know what I don't have? A good company who take care of me as a driver. I don't have no company that's really interested in my need. I go to work.